Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn. How are you?
Good.
Okay.
Good, really good.
Okay, you've sent me a couple of things that I haven't had a chance to look at today.
Yeah.
Which
No, that's
would
okay.
Which would you like me to look at first, or would you like to talk about something else?
I would like to talk about something else. I sent you my police playbook. I would like to talk about that tomorrow if you have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the brochure, the other thing I sent is just the version from my designer of the stuff that you approved for me.
Oh, okay. So just look at that, see
just
if there's
look
any
at that
glaring
and see what you think about. I actually haven't even really looked through it thoroughly, but I wanted to send it to you too, and just see if we like the layout and things like that. So I wanted to revisit something that we had talked about a while ago because I did a coaching session today that was about like healing your inner child, and it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And we had talked about, actually, I think it was like the day that I moved, we were talking about how I have these fears that if I'm like too good at taking care of myself, then nobody will want to take care of me. And then you were like, well, why do you need somebody to take care of you? And I was like, but I do. And then ever since then, I've been kind of reeling like, maybe I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, we need love and we need support, but like the idea that someone needs to take care of us, there's a implication in that you can't take care of yourself, or that you are not resilient or capable. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't need the company of other people and the support of other people, but it's different than needing someone to take care of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Please continue.
So, so like I just always think it's like so nice to have a partner to like do things. And then I have been having this issue recently. It's a long story, but I have not given, and I'm super like having like shame about it, but I'm working on it. I haven't given my building staff their like holiday tip yet, because coordinating that amount of money and then getting it in cash and then somehow like going to the bank and getting it and bringing it home and putting it, like it just felt overwhelming. And I had like this moment that I have sometimes where I was like, God, if I just had like a husband, he would take care of this and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I realized that like the reason I thought of it that way is because it was like a struggle for me, because I didn't easily have the money like handy. And so the only time I really think like I want a partner is when I'm like dealing with something that I don't know how to deal with, or is like out of my depth, or is more expensive than I feel like I can handle, or like anything like that. So I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to figure. So then that sort of sends my whole like perception of who I want to be dating kind of reeling a little bit, like, because then it feels like, well, do you want like a romantic partner, or do you want more money?
Yeah, and you have to look at that, right? So I know that you are a strong feminist. So what does that even say, that you're looking at a romantic partner as a financial contract, a financial agreement? It used to be, by the by, Like, that is what marriage has been for most of modern life, that it's been a contract. You do this, I do this, and it's a financial contract, and it wasn't done for love. It was done for survival.
Sure.
It's only in very recent times that people have started to explore the idea of marrying for romantic reasons rather than financial reasons.
Right. And I mean, to an extent, that's how I was raised, because the assumption was I would have children, and then, you know, you don't want to, like, if you want somebody, like, if you want to be able to take care of your kids and, like, be home at least, you know, most of the time, which is how at least until things got bad, then that is how it would be. Like, you'd marry somebody who makes money and you would, like, take care of the kids. So, and my mother has, like, never been pushy to me about getting married or anything like that, but it was always just very much like, don't be so focused on your career that you end up in a situation where your kids are in daycare for 12 hours a day, which, like, I agree with, but now I'm probably not going to have kids. So, I just don't want to work 12 hours a day. So it feels, and I know so much of it comes from, like, my stuff with my dad, because I never felt like he took care of us. So I think I just, like, have always wanted someone who would, like, at the very least be equal. I think I just never thought I was capable of more.
That's the issue right there, Devin. You don't have a vision of what you're truly capable of, and so you're trapped with this old vision, right? That's completely outdated for you, right?
Yeah.
Don't put too much time in your career, otherwise you won't be able to raise the kids. This is not who you are, okay?
Right.
You love working. How old are you?
39.
Okay. And, like, that's just who you are. That's what you love, okay? And that doesn't mean you have to work 12-hour days, 16-hour days, but you love your career. This is so exciting for you.
I do. It is.
And so the trap that you're experiencing is that you've not, as smart and as much of a feminist as you are, you've never given it enough honest reflection about what you really truly want. You've started this year, okay? But it's still been with this lens of what you just said, both the parental upbringing image, but also the, like, I want someone to take care of me financially, and which is still the parental upbringing, right? I mean, that's the marriage contract right there.
Right.
So what's the vision? Again, we go back to this, not the first conversation we've had about it, but what's the vision of being strong, resilient, running your own career, and being in a relationship where you could financially take care of yourself and you could both pay for the new house if you wanted to, or he could buy you a fabulous gift and you could buy him a fabulous gift, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is the vision of that relationship? Because I think that's where you're stuck, is that you can't move towards anything that you can't see.
I think it would just be fun.
Yes, it is. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And, well, when I think about it, I'm like, well, but I want somebody who can afford stuff that I could never even dream of, like flying private to an island vacation. But, like, I could imagine that being possible for me.
Of course you could.
And I could try harder to imagine that being possible. And that it wouldn't feel like ridiculous overwhelm, like work and stress and constantly like.
I think we need to do some work around this work and stress and constantly, whatever the end of that sentence was, but around business. I'd like
it was for the first few years.
Yeah. And, I don't want to get us too far off topic on that, but hard work is not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you have a monkey on your back about it. Okay?
Right.
I think you need to, let me give you a little homework between now and tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
I want you to, envision that badass life. We fly to a private island with a private jet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not that that's the only thing you want. You want the snuggles and coffee in bed too, right? Like write out the whole thing. That's both the financial picture that represents, stuff that takes money and stuff that doesn't take money. Both. The whole picture.
Okay.
And then, don't censor. Don't make anything right or wrong. I want him to fly us on a private jet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then go back and ask yourself, how important is it for it to be him who provides this? And what if I could provide it and he could provide it?
Yeah. Well, that's the flip side of it, right? Like I've been with people who expected me to support them and fuck that.
Yeah. But this doesn't have to be, it can be a reaction to all those things, but it can just be choosing what you want, okay?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think strong, smart, independent women like yourself, like myself, we want very masculine men.
Yeah.
And part of, for better or worse, our understanding of what a masculine man is someone who makes more money than us. Okay? Mm-hmm. Someone who can provide at a higher level. We want to be taken care of thing is deep in our DNA, in our feminine receptiveness, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The rub is that it keeps us trapped because you also want to build a fucking kick-ass business. So you have to see yourself building the $1 billion business.
Mm-hmm.
There's a franchise or not a franchise, I keep saying that with you, but a outpost, right?
Sure.
In every
branches,
every city, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a billionaire at that point, okay? Maybe it's multi-millionaire. I don't know. But very, very wealthy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if your man turned into a raving, crazy person, you would be able to have total and utter freedom financially.
Mm-hmm.
You have to become that woman to match that man, okay? Let me say it slightly differently. Your DNA is not to not have a business. You are not going to be a trophy wife, okay? Okay?
I think I'd be good at it.
Yeah, I'm not a trophy wife. You're not a trophy wife. You love building your business. Do you not? Tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong there.
No, I totally do. Oh, my God, all these sales, amazing.
Yeah, you love making money. You love that agency.
Mm-hmm.
So, you need to see yourself at that level. And then you need to figure out, how do you also receive? How do you stay in your feminine, in that receiving mode, and be feminine without being weak or needy? Okay? And it's about allowing someone to take care of you rather than needing someone to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean, let me also make another point of clarification. Men need taking care of also. Yeah. And women need taking care of in a different way. It's not that we don't need each other. But if someone went cray-cray on you and you were like, wow, this person just flipped his lid. What was I thinking? You know that you can take care of yourself. Okay? So let me put this in different words once again.
Mm-hmm.
I make a lot of money. I'm not a billionaire, but I make a good amount of money. My boyfriend bought me very expensive jewelry for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have bought it myself? Yes. Was it beautiful that he bought it for me? Yes. Did I feel attended to? Yes. Mm-hmm. Were there things about my birthday where it had nothing to do with money that felt attended to? Yes. I had his full undivided attention for 3 days. Mm-hmm. I'm dating an entrepreneur. That's not the case most of the time. Okay? Mm-hmm. That felt luscious just as much as the jewelry did. Am I fine if he doesn't buy me jewelry and I take care of that side of my life myself? Yes. Is it additive if he does? Yes. Do I want to be with someone who wants me at dinner every single night? Personally, me, no. Okay? I like my personal time. Okay?
Yeah.
But do I really like when we're together that I have his undivided attention? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That makes me feel lit up. But I don't need him every single day. I haven't talked to him today. Okay? Mm-hmm. Not a text, not a Skype, not a anything. Okay? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
It's additive. It feels good. Now, if something was really chaotic in my life or super bad, I know he's there for me. But I'm not, he's my lover, he's my boyfriend, he's my man. He's not
your dad.
My dad. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I'm not, we talk biz, but I'm not turning to him to help me with, the ups and downs of my business. Right?
Yeah.
So I want you to start thinking about yeah, it would be fun to have a business where I could jet us off to, Paris or whatever. And it would be fun if he did too. Wouldn't that be the frickin' bomb? Mm-hmm. One of my things was I wanted to take my man on a vacation. I don't think he's ever had anyone take him on a vacation.
Oh, yeah, I remember we talked about that, and I told you Fiji was nicer than Bali.
Right. So being able to do that felt really good because I did that this year, okay? It's a local place, but still, not Fiji.
Someday.
But it, and I'm going to be truth and transparency here. It's not how I was raised either, okay? I mean, I didn't have the same exact upbringing as you did by any means, okay? Mm-hmm. But all my cultural stuff was telling me that I needed him to take care of me.
Yeah.
But that's not what I needed. I need love. I need attention. I need fun. It's so much more fun when you're not needy. That's what you need to write down from this conversation.
Okay.
It's so much more fun when you're not needy.
Okay. And I guess that's really what it comes to, because when I think about my life with a partner, it's well, I can take care of this, and this. I can be the life of the party. I can bring the social life. I can do the laundry. I can hire the housekeeper. I can, cheer you up when you're stressed out, but I can't fly us private to Paris, so that's what you do. And then it's well, okay, if I can do that too, then what the fuck do you do?
So need is not the right word. It's want.
Yeah.
Okay? Like you don't need a personal assistant to hire the housekeepers and do your laundry and help with moving and getting the wall painted. You don't need that, but you want that.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not, and here's the other thing, Devin. You can do so many things in your business, but you don't have to do them. Okay? What's a great example? I can do the invoicing.
Sure.
Not my job anymore. Okay?
That's something I've never done from jump. I had one client and I was paying somebody to do the invoicing.
Great. Okay, so maybe that's not a perfect example.
No, that's a great example, though.
Okay.
But it's like, this is something that I would not like. Yeah.
Just because you can do it doesn't mean you need to do it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So all those things, like I can do this, I can do the social life. You don't need to do the social life, right? Like,
yeah.
Figure out what you want to do. Who do you want to be? What kind of relationship do you want to be? As opposed to, what hoop do I have to jump through to please someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean that being in a relationship isn't, I do things that I do because I want to be someone who's supportive in this way. But there are other things where I'm like, I don't want to do that. Not for me. Okay?
Oh, yes. I've been there.
Okay.
Okay, I like this. I like these questions. I think it's interesting to focus on because for such a long time I've been so focused on finding someone who wasn't my dad to do the things my dad didn't do.
Yeah. It's not about that. It's about, take that out of the picture. What do you want?
Yeah.
What would be fun?
Yeah.
And that can be very confronting to people because, how dare you tell me I can have everything? Aren't I just going to be disappointed? Maybe. Okay?
Yeah.
But you're definitely going to be disappointed if you don't go after what you want.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah. And I think I just always had this block that it wasn't possible for me to provide those things for myself.
Yeah, it's not true though.
Or that if I wanted to, I would have to be overwhelmed all the time.
Yeah, we need to work through that. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
That's like a VIP day kind of conversation. Okay. So
yeah.
But that's something to dig into. Okay, so you got your assignment and we'll talk tomorrow?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. Love it.
Right.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for Coaching Uncut. If you loved what you learned today, please leave us a comment and let us know. We always love a thumbs up or a 5-star review, so thank you in advance for that. And if you want to take your life and your business to the next level and it's time to scale, please reach out to us and schedule a consult at theunstoppablewoman.com/next level. So that's theunstoppablewoman.com/next level. See you in the next episode. Rock it out and be unstoppable.